As the late George Harrison said, all things must pass. So it's time to say goodbye to our Project Silverado overlanding build series. Over the last several weeks, we've turned this Chevy into a serious expedition vehicle, addressing several key aspects of the truck to help it better handle the rigors of off-roading, as well as make it more comfortable, capable living space. Miss any of the build videos? Here's a quick recap to catch up on all the details. For starters, we went back to truck upgrading 101 with a lift and some bigger tires. Project Silverado got an adjustable suspension system from Icon Vehicle Dynamics, where we dialed in about 3 inches of lift to accommodate our brand new 1552 Turbo Mac HD wheels and some Maxxis 35-inch tires. Next, we outfitted the Project Silverado with some Addictive Desert Design bumpers front and rear, along with some Raptor Series step bars. And then we added plenty of rigid lights to ensure that we could tackle any trail, even at night. And we control all those lights wirelessly, thanks to the Garmin Power Switch controller and Garmin Overlander GPS device. The thing is pretty cool. To give Project Silverado's engine a bit more grunt, we added a Corsa air intake system and a 3-inch Corsa stainless exhaust. We made a pretty detailed install video on this stuff too, so if you're into performance upgrades, you should check that video out separately. Out back, we moved firmly into overlanding territory, starting with a WeatherTech bedliner. To match its off-road bumpers, Project Silverado also got an Addictive Desert Designs off-road overlanding rack. In the bed, we're securing our cargo with an undercover swing-out truck bed storage box, plus a handful of Putco's clever molly mounts. The bed also holds our Dometic power cooler so we can keep our food and drinks nice and cold. It plugs right into the Silverado's 12-volt system, or we can run it off a standard power outlet too if our campsite has AC hookups. And it's tough to miss the Thule rooftop tent. We installed that in our overlanding gear episode. It sleeps 3 and folds out in a matter of minutes. Finally, Project Silverado has a new bulletproof hitch, which can help us carry an additional camper, bike rack, or boat. And it's also worth mentioning our Garmin Overlander again. This GPS is packed with features aimed at precisely at overlanding in the off-road crowd. We're talking about trail maps, campground directions, and a bunch of other stuff too that'll make you start to wonder how you ever may do without this thing. And remember, it also controls Project Silverado's lights too. All in all, Project Silverado was a really fun build. It showed how much the aftermarket has expanded to accommodate growing interest in off-roading and overlanding. And now that we're done, this rig is pretty darn impressive. I wouldn't hesitate to drive it off the grid for a long weekend or two. In fact, I think Project Silverado needs a good shakedown run to ensure all the off-road gear is up to the challenge of a typical overlanding excursion. Tell my boss I'm taking Project Silverado out for a few weeks for, like testing and stuff. Until then, hold my calls.